everybody, Dearly here, with some more Shining Song Starnova. In the last episode, we were hanging out with Natan, so we still are. We're gonna help her try to figure out what the good parts of her are for this photo shoot. I have some sneaking suspicions that she may not be the most modest person, so let's see what happens here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
We arrived at the office. I put the box of flyers down for further use next week, while Natan went into the break room. Alright, I'm ready. Let me know when you want some pointers.
Yeah, just a moment.
Wait, it sounded like she was changing in there. I guess she was getting serious about doing a full-dress rehearsal for tomorrow. Alright, I better do my best for Natan's sake too.
Yahoo! I'm ready for you, Pecan.
Oh my god, yep, censoring time. I called that alright. I knew she had no sense of, modesty. Suddenly, Natan, and only Natan, burst from the break room in her full glory. I froze like a deer blinded by Natan's 2 chest headlights. Crap. I shut my eyes and turned around, irrationally terrified at the sudden burst of female sexuality before me. What are you doing?
Aw, Pecan said you'd find some parts of Natan that had the most appeal.
You moron. I don't need to see you naked for that. Go back into the break room and get dressed.
But what's the problem? You're my producer, ain't ya? Just like how my doctor looks over me and finds what's wrong. Aren't you gonna look at me and find which parts are the best?
This girl seriously had the wrong idea about everything. No, I assure you, this is not anything like a doctor's visit.
I thought producers looked at their talents naked all the time. You know, to make sure everything's alright down to the very last detail.
Just where did you pick up this dubious understanding of the idol industry? We're not that kind of shady agency. Anyway, you're going to catch a cold. Get dressed.
Okay.
Gonna give the poor guy a heart attack. I finally managed to calm back down when Natan re-emerged from the break room, her remaining modesty safely protected under a layer of clothes.
I'm back!
I sighed in exasperation. Listen here. An idol's most valuable asset is her purity. You can't just waltz around naked like it's nothing.
I don't really think it's a problem for Pecan to see Natan this way. After all, he's the one who's going to be promoting my sex appeal.
I couldn't tell whether this girl had too much purity or too little.
We're going to work together to corner this idol business.
Natan nudged my gut with her elbow, as if we were now accomplices to a crime.
Anyways, if you can't look at my body, how are we going to practice for tomorrow's shoot?
I assure you, I saw enough to already know that you'll have no difficulties.
Not bad, Pecan.
Anyways. Please be more cautious, Tanabe-san. You probably picked up this misunderstanding from some shady magazine or an internet message board. It's true that there are predatory agencies which treat talents unfairly, and even a few that are merely fronts for organized crime. People like that target the gullible, girls like you who aren't familiar with the city, and who don't have an immediate network of family and friends who are the most vulnerable. This isn't the countryside anymore. Be on your guard.
She could probably beat the crap out of anybody who tries to take advantage of her. There's no need to get all serious. I don't know. Anyways, I figured there wasn't much to fear from Pecan.
Oi.
Anyways, don't worry. No need to focus on the negativity. You trying to say you could take me, basically?
Somehow, I'm really tired now. I looked at the time. It was already 8 o'clock. I think I'll go home for the day.
Okay.
Just as I was about to turn around and leave, Natan grabbed the back of my shirt.
Pecan, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a bit tired.
Natan can sense it. Something's troubling Pecan, isn't it?
This girl. Was she serious? Could she really sense the apprehension bubbling in my gut? There was a coming storm. One day, I would be forced to choose between the girls who I had grown close to, or Starnova, my idol project. Impossible. She was just an idol from the countryside. This was undoubtedly just more of her nonsense. Idiot. Nothing's troubling me.
Really?
Yeah. Natan released my shirt. With that, the two of us left the office for the night.
Now February 24th, afternoon.
The day of Starnova's first photo shoot arrived. Even though it was just a swimsuit service piece printed on the pages of a gossip rag, this was merely our first step in becoming Japan's next pop sensation. Indeed, even today's biggest idol producers began from nothing. The war to emerge from obscurity was merely a series of battles fought on the pages of smutty magazines, leaflet distribution campaigns, and guerrilla lives performed in dark alleyways.
My God.
The wealth and glitz of stardom wasn't just going to waft from the heavens onto your lap, unless you were willing to march waist deep in the mud, mosquitoes buzzing around, the sweat pouring down your face.
Yep, it's a dog-eat-dog business, all right.
Or so I thought to myself as we faced our latest predicament.
Oh boy.
This pool. It's that pool.
It's clearly that pool, eh?
Producer-san, it's that pool.
The dubious pool of nighttime legends. To think that this one would actually bathe in its mythical waters.
Ara, to think that our initiation would begin here. How bold of Producer-san. Okay, so there's some serious rumors about this pool, huh?
Eh? What's up? What's the big deal about this pool?
Maria marched up to me, ready to grab me by the scruff of my tie.
What's the meaning of this? You said this wasn't a nudie mag.
Well, the Weekend Zara, while playfully risque, certainly doesn't print anything requiring the use of mosaics. Of course, our deal with them is swimsuits only. It's just light gravure, that's all.
Then why the hell are we at that pool?
That pool has a multitude of clientele and is a prime spot for budget photo shoots throughout all 4 seasons. Listen, this is all just... Just then, the cheerful voice of a young man interjected.
Oh boy.
Yo, how are you folks doing? A pleasure to work with you. I'm Shining Productions Oh, yes. Pleasure. I'm Kodama from TGXI. I'll be managing the shoot today. Julie whispered to Maria.
TGXI? It's not the Weekend Zara.
Maria whispered back.
A lot of smut magazines are actually owned by a single parent company. And who knows what else this TGXI has its tentacles wrapped around.
Kodama turned his attention to the girls.
Why, hello, my kittens.
Out of years of Japanese conditioning, the girls responded in unison.
We look forward to working with you.
Well. They're a bit older than the usual idol stock, aren't they, Producer-san?
Huh.
Well, that only makes them even more experienced.
Right. All right, my kitties. Chop chop. Get those bottoms moving. We've got to wrap this up in 3 hours.
Everyone, please change into your swimsuits. Let's work hard together and make this shoot a success.
Understood!
The girls whispered amongst themselves as they changed.
Why is the shoot being held here?
As indoor pools go, this place certainly is an iconic location.
You suppose it'll be alright? I mean, they screw in here, you know. Crap! If this room is where they shoot all those skits before they start banging, isn't it?
Uh-huh! It seems like Julie is quite intimate with this place.
It was just a bit of research on the net. What? Don't look at me as if I've been here before. I bet Producer-san's laughing in the pool room right now, along with that sleazeball from TGXI. No, I would never. Ho ho ho. We'll make Fukuzawa-san rain from the skies, while the girls humiliate themselves. Oh, Producer-san, these girls are so desperate, they'll willingly do anything. It's only a matter of time until they're begging to be in our nudie mags, too. You fool! What if the girls hear you? You mustn't give away our grand plan so soon. True, Producer-san. Yeah! That's probably what the two of them are saying right now. Shameful! I had no idea!
You... Huh. Obviously you haven't been doing your homework. That pool is merely a rite of passage for anyone who wants to be an idol. Besides, it's not like they only shoot AVs in there. They also do regular gravure and television shows. It's just a cheap set reserved by entertainment companies looking to save a buck.
Aki-chan is correct. We must use this opportunity to promote Starnova if we're going to grow as idols.
Natan doesn't really know what's going on, but what's so crazy about this pool? Don't tell me. Was someone murdered in there?
No, worse. That's not it, you dork. Jolie can show you footage of this pool's last usage once this is over. Why is everyone treating me like the expert?
It's because Julie-chan's obviously the top bitch of Starnova.
Why, you, shut your trap.
Tee.
Whatever. Just don't come crying to me when all this goes south. Hey, Sasa-chan, are you alright? You're the only one not changed. You haven't said a word since we got here.
Sorry.
Sasami spoke absent-mindedly. You see, just look at how shocked Sasa-chan is to be here.
As expected, Sasa-chan's the moral compass of Starnova, eh? Don't be scared by Maria's words. It's just going to be a regular photo swimsuit op. Just treat the pool as nothing more than a backdrop, okay?
I guess Aki-chan's right.
So? Why aren't you getting changed?
Sasami blinked, then suddenly came upon the realization that everyone else was already in their swimsuits.
Strange. When did everyone else...
Oh, are you really alright? Is something wrong?
Sorry, everyone. Go ahead, I need to use the washroom.
Before anyone could respond, Sasami turned around and rushed into the hallway.
What's come over her?
Could it be stage fright?
Well, I guess since we're taking the individual shots, we can distract the TGXI guy while Sasa-chan calms down. Aki, see what you can do with Sasa-chan while we go get Producer-san.
Alright.
The 5 girls entered the pool. Huh? Weren't there 7 of you when this started? I saw Maria motion for me. I leaned into her shoulders as she informed me of the situation. Something's wrong with Sasa-chan. For now, Aki is trying to figure out what's happening. We'll have to do the photo shoot without them for now. Sasami, what could be the matter? Could it be... Alright, I understand the situation. I turned to Kodama and spoke to him in the most apologetic tone I could muster. It appears one of the girls is momentarily unwell, just a little anemia. She'll be alright after sitting down for a few minutes, though. For now, let's get the shoot started with the other girls. I see. Well, as long as she'll be ready by the time we're done with the others, it shouldn't be a problem. Well then, my kitties, let's get started, shall we? Sasami sat hunched over the toilet, sweat pouring down her face.
That's a panic attack for you.
Her heart pounded in her throat, sending the deafening beat of war drums pulsating through her burning eyes. She stared on in panic as drops of perspiration dripped down her chin onto the floor, slowly forming a puddle.
How embarrassing.
She had already expelled the contents of her stomach into the toilet. She gripped her belly as her insides coiled. Aki knocked on the other side of the door.
Sasa-chan, are you in there? Are you alright? You left in a hurry there.
Sasami took in a deep breath and tried to speak as normally as possible.
Yeah, don't worry. I, just had to suddenly use the washroom.
I see. Well, happens to all of us.
Mika posed in front of the pool with an awkward smile.
Like this, Black Knight.
This is just a bit. Hashimoto-san, there's no need to be nervous. A natural smile will do.
Why do I sound more nervous than her? Natural? But what is natural to the followers of the light? A night dweller such as myself has no knowledge of such matters.
Mika's eyes spun in panic as Kodama snapped his shots of every nook and cranny of her body. It was obvious that Mika had no prior experience with a cameraman buzzing around her exposed body. Kodama flew in close to her bust and put the lens mere centimeters from her breast.
What are you, going for a texture swatch?
Mika instinctively wrapped her arms around her chest and spun around, mistaking the camera lens for groping hands. Producer-san? Mika!
I'm sorry.
Mika's face flushed red as tears began to line her confused eyes. I rubbed my head and calmed myself. This was Mika's first photo shoot. I couldn't expect professional quality yet. My apologies. She's still the most junior member of our agency. Well, no need to worry, producer-san. Then let's do it like this. Kodama led Mika into the pool and had her bend down until her ass was pointed outwards, her crotch just barely above the water. Now look this way. Kodama put his fingers into the pool and splashed the water in his direction as if calling a school of fish. Mika gulped down her tears and put on a brave face as Kodama snapped photographs, mostly fixating on her butt. Oh, nice shot. That girl's ass is always smiling. Wow. Sasami gripped her stomach as a man's voice bellowed in her head. What are you doing? Your career depends on this shoot. Can't you see her just dragging your teammates down? Her head spun as she heard the distinguished voices of girls she once believed to be her friends.
Look, it's Goody Two-Shoes who's too good to take some photos with us. Ah, good going, princess. That was our only chance to show our worth to middle management. You blew it all for the rest of us. You weren't the only one getting photographed like that, you know.
Suddenly, she fell into a total vertigo as a pair of masculine hands gripped onto her shoulders. You're going to do this. This is your only chance. The other girls are already on board. Her heart nearly burst from her chest when those male hands tore her button-down shirt open. All the strength in her body drained. She had lived in a sheltered home her entire life and completely oblivious to the violence that men could inflict on her. She had no idea that men's arms were so powerful.
Stop it!
I paced on the floor of the pool as Aki and Sasami still failed to show up. Maria finished with her shoot. As soon as the camera stopped clicking, her well-rehearsed smile vanished from her face. Oi, producer, I'm not liking this. Maria could already sense that Kodama was getting increasingly antsy. Hey, producer-san, I hate to be a downer, but shouldn't the other girls be back by now? You said 7 girls on the phone. The company went through quite a lot of hoops to get you a page for each girl. It would be a shame if things don't go to plan. It'll only be a matter of time now.
My, is it Nemu's turn now?
Nemu prodded Kodama on the shoulder, her massive assets nearly spilling out of her swimsuit. Kodama's eyes widened at the bounty before him, instantly vaporizing his concerns. Oh, aren't you a thing? Let's get shooting. Nice save, Nemu. With Kodama's attention diverted, I leaned to Maria. I'm getting worried about Sasa-chan. Can you handle things here? I'm going to check what's going on with Aki-chan. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I turned and left for the exit when I heard Kodama's voice. Hey, Nemu, do you think you can take your top off? Yes? Oi, what are you? I spun around and marched back to the poolside. Of course we wouldn't print anything so lurid, but it would be such a waste to just pass Nemu-chan's, stunners by. How about just holding them in your hands? Nemu-chan, you're totally fine with that, aren't you? Akimoto-san, you don't have to agree if you're not comfortable with the idea. The understanding was just a simple photo shoot involving swimsuits. Of course. This is merely a suggestion to make the perfect image.
Very well, I understand. Nemu shall do her very best.
Are you sure? This isn't really a requirement.
Yes, I'm glad to assist the team however I can.
Alright. I stood by just in case, to ensure that Kodama kept his end of the bargain, and refrained from secretly snapping any untoward photos, as Nemu removed the top of her swimsuit. The top straps floated provocatively in front of Nemu, as she smiled innocently with her palms against her breasts. Kodama's camera clicked in rapid fire. Oh, great. Wonderful. Nemo-chan, you're just wonderful.
What about Sasami?
Sasami gasped for air, her chest heaving. Her entire body was drenched in sweat.
No! Stop it! Ah, is this the incident?
But her voice was merely a futile whisper against the man's overwhelming bellows. This is what you must do! This is what it means to be an idol! The world spun as she heard her shirt tear off. He gripped her shoulders against the wall and tore off her skirt.
Someone!
Her body pressed up against the wall. She retreated as far as she could go, her heels digging in against the base of the wall. Finally, with nowhere else to run, her consciousness retreated as far as it could from the terror, into a dark corner of her brain. For a moment, she saw herself naked down to the underwear, being pressed up against the wall by a middle-aged man, crazed by greed.
So this was what happened. This was what made me want to give everything up. I wonder if I should just stop.
The words echoed in her head.
This is what it means to be an idol.
They repeated forever, etched in her mind. Suddenly,
Ooh, that's me. I'm producer-san. I'm hot.
"You! The hell are you doing?" A young man she had never seen before. Before anyone could react, he delivered a devastating uppercut to Sasami's apparent assailant, sending him crashing to the floor.
Man, I want to date me.
The young man panted in disbelief at what he'd just done. Suddenly, he was surrounded by staff members and restrained.
You bastard! How dare you!
The angry middle-aged executive wiped the blood dripping from his nose.
I'll have you fired for this. You'll never work at Golden Calf ever again, you hear? A man without the gall to push lazy talents to their jobs has no place in this idol industry.
One of the executive's assistants passed him a handkerchief. The executive pulled himself up and wiped the blood from his face. He turned around to the various staff members and talents gathered for the photo shoot.
This is what happens to those who do not do their jobs here. Take him away.
The young man hung his head as the staff members escorted him away.
You should have held your head highly as you left. Proud.
Sasami trembled on the floor as the executive sneered at her.
Bah, useless. Bring me a replacement for her. This one's no good.
I rushed to the washrooms as soon as Nemo's photo shoot concluded.
Oi, producer-san.
Aki-chan, is Sasami all right?
Well,
My heart was pounding with worry by now.
Let me take care of this. You go get your pictures done, Aki.
What if, because of that incident, Sasami was...
Producer-san.
I released a sigh of relief upon hearing Sasami safe. Sasa-chan.
I'm so sorry. Despite everything Producer-san's done for me, it looks like I've just caused more trouble for him again.
What are you talking about? We're still in the middle of the photo shoot. Besides, that Kodama guy booked this place for 3 hours. Don't worry, we still have plenty of time.
I see.
Anyways, are you feeling alright? Because of that incident.
Don't worry, Producer-san. I'm fine. Besides, what kind of idol would I be if I fainted for something as simple as a swimsuit photo op?
Alright.
then let's go. Aw, Sasa-chan. Picking such a bad time to take a number 2. And people call me the crap lolly.
Sasami's face turned bright red.
Aw, Aki-chan, what are you saying? It's common knowledge that idols do not poop. Aw, saying such outrageous things. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh boy, you girls. With that, the 3 of us returned to finish the photo shoot.
Remember that, everybody. Idols do not poop.
Sasami smiled as she sat down by the poolside for her photos.
I don't have to worry anymore. That's right, you have Producer-san to look out for you. Because, no matter what happens, I know Producer-san will always protect me. I saw that day that he wasn't like the other managers. As long as he's my producer, I do my very best to become an idol. No matter what may come, I'm not going to give up. Because I owe Producer-san at least that much, for what he did for me that day. Time to repay me.
Finally, the photo shoot was over.
Oni-chan, I I hope you got lots of good shots of Aki-chan.
Oh, yes, don't worry.
Aki leaned over and looked at his camera.
Show me what you took. Show me.
Well,
Aw, I want this one on the mag. This one's definitely the best.
really? Yeah, that's what Aki-chan wants.
I shook my head as Aki spun her spider webs around Kodama. Good work, everyone.
Thank you for your work.
Everyone was wonderful. We'll get to work right away to get these printed before your big live. Wonderful! Producer-san, we can get your girls in an even bigger expose in one of our more mature publications if you desire. Simply give our office a call.
We're not interested. With that, Maria gathered the girls and led them away, like Mother Goose protecting her flock. She looked back at me with, "You better not sell us out to this scum," written all over her face. Well, you heard them.
Too bad.
Well, thank you very much.
Likewise, good luck in your endeavors, Producer-san.
With a bow, I followed the girls out of the pool room.
Now we know the incident. I figured it would be something like that, but I was like, kind of thought it would be a little longer and a little bit more involved maybe.
1 week after the pool photo shoot, I flipped through the pages of the proof version of the weekend Zara. Well, I guess they turned out well enough. I looked up at the girls for their input.
And they're all just dotting. Why are they all just dotting?
Natan was the first to break the silence.
Yeah, to think Natan's idol debut would be in such a Ero Poro mag. It's a fairly city debut, eh? I already feel like a Tokyo celeb.
Well, I'm overall satisfied with how my photo shoot turned out. Looks like these TGXI people at least know what they're doing.
I am in agreement. I believe my part came out as I expected.
With a body like Nemu's, she would have to purposely fail for a photograph to turn out bad.
Huh. Naturally, mine doesn't have any problems either.
I turned my attention to the remaining girls.
Ooh,
I flipped to Mika's page.
it's just a picture of my butt, Producer-san.
True enough, the photograph was centered on her rear end, with her looking back at the camera with a slightly awkward expression. It was difficult to tell what exactly her face was doing. Was it a smile? A look of fear? Confusion? Not that most men would even notice Mika's facial expression with that ass right in front of them. In the end, the purpose of the extreme camera angle was to cover up Mika's lack of experience. To his credit, Kodama at least knew what he was doing.
Distraction.
Once you're more experienced, you'll be able to take more natural photographs, Hashimoto-san.
Understood.
I flipped the page to Maria's photograph. To tell the truth, I couldn't figure out why Maria was dissatisfied. A casual viewer would merely see a slightly more mature woman smiling sensually with her arms folded above her head in this photo. Plenty of men like this sort of thing too.
Whatever. I guess this is just the way things are now.
What? Was she airbrushed?
I recalled the poster I saw in Sasami's room of Maria as a fresh-faced teen idol. Was she comparing herself to those days? What about you, Sasa-chan?
Me? Of course, I don't have any particular complaints.
Indeed, Sasami's photograph was the most conservative of the bunch, with her staring longingly into the distance while sitting by the poolside. The shot brought out the image of youthful innocence in Sasami. Like I said, this Kodama guy was really working as an idol photographer, despite his personality, for a reason. There were some guys in this world who were complete asshats, but who were also good enough at their jobs to avoid criticism. We only have a week left until the live now. While our leaflet distribution campaign and this photo shoot may have helped raise awareness about Starnova, we still got a long way to go before we can be recognized as a real idol group. In fact, if we were to hold a debut live by ourselves, we would have difficulty getting anyone beyond family and friends to show up. Let's redouble our efforts so that our debut live is a success.
Understood!
Meanwhile,
after another long day of practice, the day ended. When the girls left the dance studio, they saw a black Century car parked in front of the office, with an old gentleman in a tuxedo waiting beside it.
Oh, look at that.
Looks like something out of a movie,
like a butler here to pick up some kind of rich heiress. What's a car like that doing here? To everyone's surprise, the butler spoke to the group, or rather, to someone in the group.
Nemu-san, please enter before you catch a cold.
6 pairs of incredulous eyes turned to Nemu.
Oh, it's Fitzgerald-san.
Fitzgerald-san? What the hell is up with that name?
The matron has asked me to escort you home on a certain matter.
Acting like the situation was completely normal, Nemu got into the back of the luxury car.
Oh, I see. Then I'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
The sudden plot development made the other girls stare at Nemu as if she had just revealed she was a minor deity or something.
Oi, what the? I didn't know Nemu was some kind of royalty. Are you for real? Do you live in some kind of huge Western mansion?
Oi, you've been holding out on us.
Nemu.
Nemu only blinked in confusion.
Shall we get going, Nemu-sama?
Understood. Then I'll see you, everyone.
The remaining girls looked on with their jaws agape as the car drove away.
I guess some people are really born with a silver spoon in their mouths. Figures. Something like idling really would be a rich girl's hobby, eh? Commoners like us don't stand a chance against the likes of her.
Julie's eyes narrowed, jealousy now bubbling in her chest.
Crap, I'm starting to dislike her all of a sudden. Well, it's not like Nemu did anything wrong. Alright, actually, we're gonna stop there, because this video's getting way too long. Is Nemu the last one that really needs, her own chapter here, her own little story? I think we covered everybody else. Well, we'll see. So the next video might be the last one in the demo. So hope to see you there or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Do really signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.